The mattress industry runs on trust. You can't verify by lying on a bed for 10 minutes. These 5 cases are documented in regulatory actions, court records, and settlements. False ad claims, hidden hazards, fake reviews, and a pricing trick built to stop you comparing. Quick ground rules. A settlement is not always an admission of guilt. Companies often settle to avoid legal costs. Everything here comes from public records, FTC filings, and court documents. This is about documented corporate conduct, not the quality of every mattress they sell. Resident Home, the parent company behind online brands Nectar and DreamCloud, attracted federal scrutiny over its country of origin advertising. DreamCloud heavily promoted its mattresses as proudly made with 100% USA, made premium quality materials. However, a Federal Trade Commission investigation revealed a different supply chain reality. The FTC charged that DreamCloud mattresses were actually finished and assembled overseas, often using significant imported materials. This was not the company's first regulatory hurdle. In 2018, Nectar Brand LLC, a predecessor under the same leadership, entered into an administrative consent order with the FTC to resolve charges involving similar misleading assembled in USA claims. Despite that prior order, the deceptive origin claims persisted under the restructured parent company, Resident Home. By October 2021, the FTC finalized a new settlement. Resident Home and its owner, Ran Reski, agreed to pay $753,000 to resolve the allegations. Legally, this agreement did not constitute an admission of liability, a common provision allowing companies to resolve disputes without admitting wrongdoing. Following the settlement, the FTC initiated a refund program to return money to misled buyers. In March 2023, the agency distributed nearly $45,000 to affected DreamCloud customers. For the average shopper, this sequence highlights a difficult reality. When buying a mattress online, you are entirely dependent on marketing claims that are virtually impossible to verify before the product arrives at your door. In July 2022, Vanessa Gutierrez filed a federal class action lawsuit in California against manufacturer Zinus, alleging that her family's roughly $400 green tea mattress released microscopic glass fibers into their home. The litigation centered on the mattress's inner fire barrier, a protective sleeve containing fiberglass. This material is used widely across the bedding industry as an inexpensive way to meet federal open-flame flammability standards. According to the complaint, the core danger arose when the outer zippered cover was removed or damaged. The lawsuit alleged that once the barrier was disturbed, the glass fibers escaped. Gutierrez reported that the fibers contaminated their furniture, clothing, and air, leading to painful skin rashes on her child and respiratory irritation. The family claimed approximately $20,000 in cleaning and property replacement costs. Zinus maintained that the mattress was safe when used properly, arguing that the barrier remained intact unless the protective outer cover was compromised or removed against the product's warning labels. The legal battle did not result in a public judicial determination of liability. In April 2023, the parties entered mediation, resulting in a private settlement. The agreement was finalized with undisclosed terms and no admission of wrongdoing by Zinus. This unresolved safety dispute highlights how critical details about a mattress's physical construction, much like its marketing claims, often remain completely hidden beneath the cover. Many mattress buyers rely on comparison websites to cut through marketing noise. One prominent platform, Honest Mattress Reviews, presented itself as an independent, unbiased source of mattress evaluations. The site's editorial posture featured highly favorable coverage of GhostBed products, alongside sharp criticism of its competitor Purple, specifically targeting a white powder used in Purple's packaging. This relationship became the subject of a federal lawsuit in Utah. Purple accused the review site's operator, Ryan Monahan, of publishing false and disparaging statements in coordination with GhostBed. While the site maintained its independence, the court's evidentiary hearing revealed a concealed financial connection. Court records showed that Monahan's marketing agency received direct payments from GhostBed of approximately $10,000 per month, totaling nearly $150,000, while he simultaneously ran the review platform. The judge determined that GhostBed and Monahan had materially misrepresented their relationship, and the court issued sanctions against both parties for submitting misleading statements during the litigation. GhostBed denied any wrongdoing, maintaining that the dispute was a competitor's attempt to silence legitimate product criticism. While this litigation does not prove that every favorable mattress review was fabricated, it highlights a broader challenge for online shoppers. When a ranking platform conceals a material financial incentive, consumers lose the transparent information they need to evaluate a product's true merits. In April 2016, Casper Sleep launched federal lawsuits against 3 major review websites: Mattress Nerd, Mattress Advisor, and Sleepopolis. The complaints alleged that these platforms steered millions of dollars in sales to rivals while pretending to be objective consumer advocates, violating the Lanham Act by failing to disclose affiliate commissions. The parties resolved the disputes through confidential settlements, which required the websites to establish clear, mandatory disclosure policies. But the relationship between Casper and the review platforms soon changed from courtroom battles to financial backing. Casper provided a multi-million-dollar loan that enabled Pillar 4 Media to acquire Sleepopolis. Following the acquisition, the site's original reviewer, Derek Hales, departed the platform. Industry critics soon reported that the site's coverage tone changed, showing a more favorable perspective toward Casper mattresses. Casper denied any wrongdoing and rejected claims that the platform's editorial independence was compromised. While this financing agreement did not serve as legal proof of the same misconduct Casper had originally challenged, it altered the credibility of the entire review ecosystem. The transaction changed the central question for consumers. Instead of simply checking if a reviewer disclosed a standard sales commission, buyers had to consider whether a mattress manufacturer financed the very platform rating its products. Outside of court battles and regulatory actions, a decades-old industry tactic shapes how consumers buy mattresses in traditional retail stores. Major legacy manufacturers, including Tempur Sealy International, Serta Simmons, and Ashley Global Retail, frequently utilize retailer-specific naming practices. Under this system, similar or sometimes identical mattress constructions are distributed to different retail chains under entirely different model names. For a shopper, this practice complicates basic comparison. A mattress sold at one store under one name may have the same core foam density or coil gauge as a model sold down the street under a different name. This private label structure makes direct price matching nearly impossible. As retailers are not obligated to match prices on models with different names, even if the underlying builds are virtually indistinguishable. The issue is compounded by heavy industry consolidation. Brands that appear to be direct competitors often operate under the same corporate umbrella. For example, Tempur Sealy International owns Tempur-Pedic Sealy and Stearns & Foster, while Ashley Global Retail's acquisition of Resident Home brought Nectar and DreamCloud under its corporate canopy. To be clear, differently named mattresses are not automatically identical, as manufacturers can alter specific foam layers, cover fabrics, or support systems for different accounts. However, this system forces a gap between visible labels and underlying builds. When five seemingly distinct brands on a showroom floor share a parent company and use localized names, comparison shopping becomes a game of decoding specifications rather than reading labels. Today, the mattress showroom has moved online, but the battle for your trust remains unchanged. When information is controlled, choice becomes an illusion. Your best defense is demanding verifiable data before you buy. Subscribe for more investigations into industries counting on you not to look.